Hello and welcome everyone. Gonna be doing probably like around a 2 hour stream today. Just gonna do like a little bit of variety. I was just kind of feeling playing some of my N64. This is on my real hardware with my OEM controller and my summer cart. Thanks to Merc, he has helped me update the summer cart properly and got a bunch of extra features on it. So now it's more up to date. Originally, I was just kind of raw dogging the base flashed cart, which just essentially loaded games, and that was it. So this is a hell of an improvement. You have like your history now. You can do favorites, stuff like that, background photos. So yeah, I got my tea as always. I think I'm going to start off with some Rush 2. At some point, I kind of want to go through Rush 2 and unlock all the stuff for it as well, because I think that'd be pretty fun. So I'm going to start off with this. Rush 2 is one of my favorite games, like one of my favorite racing games, I should say. So let me make sure the audio is coming through properly. I'm going to mute this. Hopefully that stopped the doubling, if it was doubling. And I raise this up because we can't just let this banger like not be playing. Now with this, I don't have it set up yet that the audio doesn't have the same properties either. On my normal capture audio, the audio lowers when I speak. However, that's not fully the case with this capture card, because I've not properly set up the audio. Let me see if I can do something real quick. Let me see if there's anything I can do. I don't think there is, though, at the moment. I think that's going to be a an off-stream thing, but that's fine. It's not like I'm really going to be like overshadowed by the sound or anything. But hope everyone's doing well today. It's getting a little warmer out this week, which I'm happy about. It is wild though to have like kind of a relatively warm week in January. Usually that's when it's the coldest here. But regardless, I walk to work, so I'm very appreciative of it. I'm not quite sure exactly what we did to reduce the sound of the audio when I speak. I'm just going to lower it just a little bit. Now we can get right in. Actually, let me raise this up. It's a little quiet. Feel free to let me know how the audio sounds too. I'm going to have the music up. I'm going to have the engines up. I'm probably going to have the effects a little down. But I think that's perfect. This time I won't be really going through cheats. I'll just kind of be doing some of the single races, unlocking some of the extra tracks. I don't think I'm going to do the circuit today, but I'm at least going to do this. However, check this out for anyone that's not seen. If you put in a certain thing of inputs, you unlock a whole cheats menu, which is really awesome. One of my favorite things about this game, especially if you didn't have like a mem pack at the time and you were just raw dogging it and you'd lose all your progress. This was like phenomenal for getting extra keys and everything like that. Let's do one lap. Oh wait, that's drones. 7 drones, 1 lap. I've also highlighted the cars. I made this a whole new profile so I can complete it like on stream and stuff like that. Here's usually the cars I prefer to use. All the ones are completely in white, almost like it's been unpainted. I'm going to start off with this one though. I never really used to like this car as a kid. But as I grew older and I started playing it more seriously and stuff like that, this is one of my favorite vehicles in the game because it's a very all well-rounded car. And as funny as it sounds, I like it just very basic. Normally I'd be changing like the engine and stuff like that too, but I'm fine with it just being like this. Give it a little bit less duration, or durability. But I'm playing with hand cam as always. Just got my base N64 controller. At some point I'll show off the Blue Retro too, because that's pretty cool, and I'll even play with I'll play with some cursed controllers. Play some games that should not be used with said controllers. At the end of the day, for me personally, I don't care what controller you use. I don't know why you would really care. As long as you're having fun. As long, like, if it's single player games and you're just having fun, who cares? Usually regarding multiplayer though, I would kind of expect a little bit more, like, not using any sort of like turbo buttons or like stuff like that. But that's just a respect for the multiplayer. I think that's only really the only time that's really valid to bring up controller stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're having fun playing N64 games by yourself and shit like that, who cares? I've played through like Perfect Dark and Donkey Kong 64 with some wild ass controllers. And at the end of the day, some of them may suck, like the Joy-Cons, but like they still work. They're still a functionable enough controller. Silly as this sounds, I'm just going through one race. All I gotta do is complete every race. Hey, welcome in. I just gotta complete every race, get first place in them, and then I unlock one of the bonus tracks. Funny enough, this bonus track is one of the things that doesn't really appear in the overall unlockables if you were to use like the action replay and stuff to get the unlock everything. That includes like the rocket car and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat how many, like, secrets on top of secrets this game has. Like, some of the shit was so hidden that even the guidebooks didn't know about it. Like, when the guidebooks were made for Rush 2, they didn't know the prototype car existed in it. They thought the formula was, like, the penultimate car. Oh, song's so good! But this is one of my favorite racing games. I love the feel to it. I love the design. I love the cars. The sounds are really good. One thing that I was never really a fan of with like modern, like I do like a lot of modern racers and stuff like that, but the thing I didn't really like past the PS2 era kind of was just the simplicity of picking a map and then pressing play. Like the Need for Speed games are genuinely phenomenal. I love, oops. Well, that was pre 9/11 9/11. Holy hell. For those who don't know, that's literally the Twin Towers. You fly right into them. But for the only benefit from that is the speed. Not even the speed. That thing's like dog shit. This is the controller. So, in case you don't know, the range of an N64 joystick is around like 84 to 85. This is 170. And it's not like it just zooms up. It's 0 to 100. It goes from like 0 all the way up. This is one of the worst controllers to exist. The R button doesn't work. The L button barely works. I could not use this to aim. I actually had to swap. Or no, this one works. This one does not work. This one barely works though. So I didn't really have an aimer. The C buttons are putrid. I actually had to saw these down, like shave them down so they don't like cut your fingers. This is the funniest, shittiest controller I own. This joystick is completely fucked up. This is what me and Edsy used to play Smash after he got done his GoldenEye stream. And I still had it plugged in. I'm like, fuck it, I want to use that. It's kind of funny. There we go. Oh shit, I got third place. I gotta do that again. What's your... But yeah, that controller is completely putrid. It's like there's no way to actually like aim or anything. How much was that controller? $5. I paid $5 for that thing. Oh yeah, also keep in mind, you know how like fast I was moving around with it? I had that set for 10% sensitivity on AQZ. Like that's how extremely sensitive that thing is. That's why I was like, fuck, it'll be funny if I just do little drive-bys with it. But yeah, that controller is like completely putrid. Both me and Adzi essentially have the exact same one. I actually have two of them. I had gotten one originally, and that one was surprisingly worse. The A and B buttons were like, felt like they were glued together. The Z button was terrible. They were just both, like, the orange one was a joke controller, and then the gray one I used because I rarely use the N64. So whenever I did want to use the N64, I was like, well, fuck it, I have this shit-ass controller that I can just plug in to, like, extract save data or something like that, or just access it. Oh yeah, it's wild too, because it's like you're expecting a more like what's it called, like a more precise, and I just run in there guns blazing. I'm like, fuck it. Like I have no chance in competing with like doing really shootouts because the aimer's completely fucked. What's your name? So I was like fuck it. That's always been my playstyle in games too, is baiting and then doing drive-bys. That's like my favorite. Alright, so that's 2 levels done. Time for Hawaii. Hawaii is usually my least favorite level. It's not bad at all. It's actually really good. But I just never really enjoyed the map. There's so many other good maps in this. I'm like, I usually pick this one last. But yeah, this Rush 2 has a shit ton of unlockables. It's got the taxi, which was actually used to be one of the cover cars for the game. It was like the advertised car in like the renders and the promotional stuff and everything like that. And then there's the Hot Rod, there's the Formula, which is just like an F1 car, which is really cool. It used to be my favorite as a kid. I especially loved the sound too. And then the car that a lot of magazines and stuff didn't get right was the Prototype. The Prototype was the one that you needed all the keys for. Oops. I don't think I'm getting first now. And then when you collect the 4 Mountain Dew cans, you get the Mountain Dew Dragster. which, funny enough, because it's a promotional vehicle, it cannot take damage, which is kind of funny. It's kind of similar how I think it's like what BMWs or some shit in racing games aren't allowed to actually take damage. It's in their contract that those cars aren't allowed to be portrayed to show damage. The question my playstyle can be somewhat meta, and I realized as he did counter it. Oh yeah. Oh shit. I'll look away for 1 second. Yeah, Adzy's a beast when it comes to finding counterplays for stuff. Restart this one. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I rarely play AQZ outside of like Smash Remix and stuff. So like I was like, well, here goes some chaos. I was asked if I wanted to join the AQZ thing or the LTK tournament this year, but I'm not usually into like the competitive stuff, so I'm not gonna really do it. I don't even know if I'd do it next year. It entirely depends. I guess next year's an entirely different thing as well, but usually I just like to be more on like the sidelines. I like to watch it. Yeah, no, I don't even play it. Usually if I play Smash Remix, me and Adsy gets like lag 5 to 6, I think. So usually I rarely even experience higher lag. But I was like, I played one match with that thing, I was like, get this putrid controller out of my hands. Because I knew I'd have to set... Oh, fuck. I knew I'd have to set everything else up. Because the controller I used after that was I just used my 8-bit though. And it was funny because I didn't play much better with that thing. But... yeah, that was a lot of fun. I spend so much time away from using, like, Nintendo 64 controllers that I'm very, very, like, rusty with them when it comes to, like, the shooters. So most times I, like, either just use the 8-bit though, or most times I don't even really play too much shooters with the N64 controller. Hey, Grim, good to see you. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that was fun. I didn't even pay attention. Did I get first on that? Statistics, Hawaii, 3rd place. No, of course I didn't. I'm skipping this map. I'm going that one last. Oh yeah, he's insane with the leans. I'm sham out. That's 2 hours of work. Yeah, that's a mood some days. Like, with January, everything's a lot less, hectic and stuff, so we don't have as much, like, shipment shit and everything coming in, so it's just, like, it's way more peaceful now, so I'm kind of just like, it's like, what the fuck do I do? This was always a wild little segment to have in this track. It's just like you have to fly off the edge or you have to struggle to kind of like race with the other cars in that tiny little tunnel. see. Honestly, I thought I was gonna get smoked with Charles. Does anyone know how to get the LTK mod downloaded? If I don't make the cup, the idea of trying it out would be fun. So I think there is. I don't know if you're in the GoldenEye Net Play Discord, but I believe that should have everything. That scared the shit out of me. That should have the download for the specific mod, and then you would just use something like the X Delta Patcher website. I'd probably link it later on, but it's fairly easy. It's confusing at first, but like once you get like a mod or two like patched, it kind of becomes like second nature. Oh wow. For the net play, I think there may be a download link, or not download, like a Discord link in Adzy's VOD for the LTK stream. Oh yeah, Scott's a beast. He's improved like a massive ton over the last year. He was already pretty good, but like it's like he really bloomed this year. Oh shit. He's pretty good in the in XBLA as well. Yeah, I guess maybe he decided to swap it up for the new year. I'm not fully sure on why, but maybe he wants to try like new characters and stuff. I know he's been going for like James Bond for like at least all last year. See, I'll check it tomorrow, especially since I'm off work. Try to figure out when I wake up. Yeah, that's completely understandable. But yeah, there's the mod. So you need, I don't know if you have the game itself. Oh, I got third place again. Fuck. I don't know if you have the ROM for the game itself. That unfortunately you have to find on your own. But the download for Axdoomers, I think I was saying Rex, but it's Axdoomers. It's Axdoomers LTK mod. And then the AQZ I don't really have a good grasp on like giving a tutorial for. I've only like downloaded it once. So that's something that Adzy would be able to help out a lot more with. Something with Rush 2's vehicles is the fact that like the difficulty slider essentially doesn't really mean anything for the first 3 placed cars. It essentially, the higher the difficulty means the higher like the last place racer will be ahead of you. And then since this doesn't really care at all if you play on the easiest one, it's usually the easiest way to get through all the tracks. Because we'd literally be here all day. You have to play extremely perfectly if you want to play on like the more normal and higher difficulties with this. It's definitely an arcade quarter eater by heart. I like the fact that the midis for this also go in like your left and right ear too. You don't really see too many N64 games playing around with using stereo for their midis. beat this race first, and then I'll read comments. There's also a little bit of something a lot of racing games have is the closer you get to the end of the race, the slower the AI starts to get. So if you notice, I'm starting to outclass him. Normally, if I was to do this on like three laps, they would be just absolutely like so far ahead, it's unreal. Because of the fact that it's one lap, and the final lap they start getting slower at the end. I can't remember the exact term, but it's essentially like a pop-off mechanic to make you feel like you earned it, when in reality the game's actually gotten slower and slower, or like the AI's gotten slower and slower. The cruising games is a little like a pretty good example for that mechanic too, especially the newest one at second place. That I'm not sure. I don't play enough like competitive anything to really know that for Jaws. Anywho, gonna head off, put up truck stock. Yeah, you take care. Yeah, for any of that, I wouldn't know. The most multiplayer I do is just like 4-player matches with like XBLA. This level's one of my favorites. I don't know why. I never used to like it as a kid, or not as a kid, like as a young kid, and then one day I tried it and I was like, oh, this map's really cool. It's got a shit ton of like intricate secrets and everything like that. I think I remember the thing I was talking about earlier. I like modern racers, and like my favorite era of racers is like definitely the N64 and the PS2 eras. But the thing I wasn't a fan of the later on racing games got was the fact it wasn't just so simple. Like this, I pick a car, I can choose the color of it, and then I can do a race. Where like modern, it's not even like a modern games thing fault. It's just it's my personal thing, so it's not like modern racer bad or anything like that. But I don't like how like you have to like select like 50,000 different parts to make your car, and like do different like stat comparisons and everything like that. I like just being able to pick a car and go, especially for like multiplayer. One of my biggest issues with Need for Speed Underground 2 was just essentially plug and play with a player 2. Like, nope, gotta spend like 30 minutes making your car, then you gotta wait for them to spend 30 minutes making their car, and it just got 50,000 different options and everything like that, just to do like a single race. And by the time you do all that, you do one race and you're like, okay, that was multiplayer, and then you're done. And then another thing is like, I can just pick a level and that's it. So many games have kind of just ditched the single level idea, unless it's like a specific throwback racer, and they're all just kind of open world. You got to drive to your levels now, like you're racing tracks and stuff like that. Need for Speed 2 was really bad with that. I love Need for Speed 2 to death, but like some of the drives you had to do just to get to a level was like putrid, especially if they were like the event ones and there was no restart button, or like it would like restart you to the beginning. So like if you failed, you had to drive all the way back. There's one mission around, I think, the 52% mark, if I'm correct, where you got to drive from one end of the city all the way to the other, and this is a massive city too. I ain't winning this. And you have like 20 minutes, and it's so down to the line, and there's no real mapping system to like kind of like path you to it. So you got to really map it out yourself. And if you fail, you got to restart the entire thing. Yeah, kind of like reverse rubber banding. Yeah, I like the single player screen a lot more. So let me get some keys for this area. I'll show off some of the hidden secrets in here too. Get key 1. Key 1 is right here. Also, funny enough, you can actually flip through the map right here too. Some of this geometry is really messed up. I think there's also... Where is it? Where is it? Over here? Not over here. There's a key a little farther up. Here it is. It's key 2. Hill 3's up this way. But something really cool with these maps is they're intricate. The racing map itself is very straightforward. And it's got a few little shortcuts. But the cool thing is they're still kind of built like an actual world. So, like, if you're just exploring, you can actually, like, completely cut off the path that you're going and explore somewhere like in here. Go under here, now you're like under the bridge. Get key 3. And now you can just explore this kind of little grassy hillside area. I know nowadays isn't like the most impressive thing or anything, but it's still really cool. Yeah, he'd probably definitely have an answer for you. Get back here. Also, I'll probably just do a little bit more of Rush 2 and I'll swap to the next game. I wasn't planning on doing the entire unlocks of this stream, but I just wanted to do like a little bit of each. This is key 6. I didn't play the last one, unfortunately. I was working, but I'll probably play this one whenever another one comes up. I'll definitely be playing the XBLA. I get key 7, and then I think that's enough to unlock the hot rod. I think it's 2 keys for the taxi, 4 keys for the hot rod. I believe there's one up here as well. And then it's like, I can't remember if they all go by 2s or what. you do need 4 Mountain Dew cans to get the Mountain Dew dragster, so you do need all 4 of them. Okay, I got the wrong area. For that, the last one was the way for GE to kind of like work out so people didn't have to record themselves for the most part was Adzi would join in and then have himself die so they could spectate the rest of the game, because everyone else plays on single screen. That I'm not sure on how the future ones would go, because they're going to be changed around, I know. Now that the like net play and stuff is a lot better for like Radman and everything. I already got that key. I already get that. Yeah, because I did get that key. I just wanted to do this and jump to get it. Another key in here. There we go. That should be enough, I think. That unlocks... Let's see. Oh shit, did I not get enough? Statistics... Los Angeles. Oh. I thought there's enough to give me the hot rod. Oh. I think maybe people would be interested in PC net play of GE. Are you talking about, like if it got a PC port? Yeah, a lot of people don't really, like the smoothness of like how the like PD PC port is. So I know a lot of people that play the tournaments and stuff would probably stick with AQZ. Because who even knows how well the net play branch of GoldenEye would be. Let me see how quickly I can get the ones in pipe or half pipe. What? Oh, right. There we go. This is one of the most brutal levels to get this without cheats. There we go. I believe some of the devs even recommended you straight up just use the cheat codes in the given cheats for this game to unlock these. Like, that one's easy. But some of these need specific angles for you to launch yourself to get them. I just felt like New York was the one that had the hardest keys to get without cheats. Stuck in geometry. There we go. At least when I go to play the first place lap with this one, I'll have the prototype. So nice finally using a proper N64 controller again after that dog shit one. Fucking hell. Buttons feel smooth, the joystick feels smooth. Did the buttons work? That's a painful one to get if you don't have because you don't angle that corner properly enough. Almost all of them. Nope. I look away for 1 second, I almost pass it. I swear that happens every time. There we go, perfect. So that's every key. Now I can actually customize these. I got the Mountain Dew car, they can't change the colors on them at all. They also can't take damage whatsoever. They can still explode, but it's a well-rounder, as you can see. Essentially got everything max statted. Prototype's one of my favorite cars. I like to base it off the real-life version, because this is based off of the GT90, which is a quote-unquote prototype. It didn't really go anywhere. There's only a very few pieces of media that actually use this car in anything. I think there's one Need for Speed game that has this car, and like that's it. Change durability a bit. There we go. There's the formula. This used to be my favorite one as a kid. That's a good one. I think this car... I can't remember if this car takes damage or not. A little too intricate too. The Hot Rod takes damage. This was my dad's favorite car. And the Taxi is unique because it's the only car in the game that has the accent color that's just not available. It's completely one-tone car. You can put stripes on it and stuff, but... after this, there's one more car to unlock, but you have to completely finish the circuit in first place entirely. You gotta make it, I think it's like 30 or so races, and you gotta make it to first place. So that's where I'm gonna call it for Rush 2. Let me go into here. Welcome, Cheese. I used to do something similar. I really loved like just messing around with a bunch of different settings with it. That was like one of my favorite games to just like one of the things I loved too was just going into practice mode and just exploring the world. It's weird how like simplistic the game is, but it has so many like fun, intricate, hidden areas and stunts and stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. That stunt track was so good. I wish they had a second one. Like, that would have been cool. But I'm glad they did add it. Let me do some basic one player. But yeah, Rush 2 is definitely one of my favorite, like, racing games, especially, like, for arcade racers. My brothers would have the Game Shark, and then on top of having the Game Shark, they would also use the base cheats as well. So they would have it where it's just like entire screens were like one color and stuff like that, and like upside down, and they'd have like all the cars and everything. The unfortunate thing was I didn't have the memory pack for at the time when I was really young playing Rush 2. So I essentially had to unlock every key whenever I'd want to play, because at one point our action replay just, or not action replay, our Game Shark died. But glad to see somebody else that liked Rush 2. It's one of my favorites. My dad's favorite racer was Cruisin' USA. That was the one he would always pick to play, and then we'd play some of that, and then we'd play Rush 2. And it was so funny as a kid. I was like, oh, I don't really like Rush or Cruisin' USA as much, because you can't go backwards and you can't like drive around. But I was mentioning earlier, I love the fact that it's like the game had like secrets on top of secrets on top of secrets. It's like, oh yeah, you have the keys that unlock like the taxi and stuff like that. And then like if you complete the Grand Prix, you unlock the rocket car and the midway track and then pipes. And then there's like extra cheat codes you can get. It's just so cool. My favorite maps to explore a lot of times was, I think it's New York Upstate, and then, what was it? I think it was Los Angeles? I think Los Angeles was one I really liked. My favorite as a level is definitely, Vegas. I really like Vegas. Vegas is such a good map. Oh, you got me good. One of my favorite things to do as well as a kid was I would make a bunch of cars, like a bunch of the colors and stuff, based on like cars that like parents or like friends had, or like family friends had, I should say. Yeah, that should almost be enough. Oh, I was kind of hoping I'd launch him into it. I wanted to one day get a bunch of like the promotional art and posters and stuff like that for... Oh shit, this is Dark Samus. I'm like, wait a minute, this is different. I'm skipping that. Um, I want to get the promotional art and, like, guidebooks and everything for that, like, for Rush 2 one day. Because there's not too many renders that, like, survived, sadly. There's stuff that's, like, on posters and shit, but, like, you don't really see the renders online at all. There's renders for the taxi. I think there's one for the hot rod. There's one for the cruiser. And then, ooh, good shit. And then there is one for, what's it called? The exotic, and then the prototype. I'd love to see the renders for them. Oh, you little bastard, Kirby. Not just that. Goodbye. For the longest time, I only had Rush 2, which honestly, I like Rush 2 the most. But it's also probably nostalgia talking for me too. Because Rush 2049 looks really good. Like, I'm actually really impressed at how, like, beautiful that game looks for an N64 game. But I never played too much of Rush 2049. Yeah, Scott plays it. He plays it a lot. That's his favorite one. And then a little later on, I got Rush 1. Rush 1's pretty cool. It's kind of cool seeing how they integrated the arcade version into the N64. Like, 2049 is really cool, but I was like, I just really liked the little bit more groundedness, I guess. Which is funny, because usually I'm a big sci-fi person. Damn, Falcon! Pulling the adsy with that one. But, yeah, Rush 2 was my favorite one. At some point, I want to go through and actually do the whole Grand Prix, or the circuit, mode. I don't know if I'll actually get first place on it, but you know what, it's worth a try. I know there was an exploit back in the day, that you could, bypass, like, every level by, having, I think it was, like, what, car mines? And the KO mode. And it was, like, the second you would touch another person's car, it would just make them immediately blow up, and all you had to worry about was just going a little further and then, like, dying yourself. I can't remember the exact strat for it, but I remember I would do that to unlock the rocket car without, a mem pack. Also, something unique with these Kirbys is they are extremely weak to grabs. Kirby's normally not weak to grabs, but this specific mission, or stage, I should say, is completely reliant on getting, or like having a good grab, because you essentially can one-shot them with any grab. Problem with Samus and Dark Samus, though, is they've got, like, the slowest grab in the game. Taking this. This is, Smash 64 Remix. So this is a mod for, Smash 64. Yeah, so the original Smash had 8 characters by default and then 12 unlockable. And then this adds a metric shit ton of enemies. Or not enemies, characters. Ton of characters, ton of bosses. a shit ton of maps. There's actually a Perfect Dark stage in this. I used to play a metric shit ton of competitive Smash 4, Project M, and Smash Brawl. I used to play a lot of Smash 64 too, but you never really saw any sort of competitive Smash 64 whatsoever. So it was never something I fully got to play until actually more recently, because a lot more people started playing Smash 64 in the last few years. This is my favorite OG stage in Smash 64. It's also the only one of the few that did not get the ability to be played in multiplayer. I think they're relatively the same. Perfect Dark is just a lot more floatier. The thing with Perfect Dark and the aim or the speed in which you move is entirely based on your FOV. So if you have a smaller FOV, that means you move slower, which is why like Elvis and shit like that move so slow. There you go. He's gone now. There we go. But I used to play a metric shit ton of Smash 4 competitive. Like, I used to attend a lot of, like, tournaments and stuff like that. Especially, like, local tournaments, too. Because they're fun. They're just, like, a bunch of dudes getting together. Have, like, a few drinks. Maybe, like, go out to dinner somewhere together afterwards. Just have a good time. But I played a shit ton. Funny enough, I mained a close quarters Samus. Because every time people would see my Samus, they're like, oh shit, that's just gonna be like a projectile spammer. But I rarely used projectiles. And the only time I would was to throw people off because they think I'd be swapping up playstyles. And then I'd hit them with like a close quarter, like, combo. I would use the projectiles more as a shield when I was coming in than like a spacey. He tells me how different it feels to him. He's playing GX. Yeah, it definitely has a different different movement. It's almost like it's a more refined movement. Because I know the way they're trying to essentially do the movement, I think, is it to be a little bit more grounded. So it's like you don't just, like, stop on a dime. You move a little bit, kind of like if you were, like, halting yourself after, like, charging or something like that, or, like, running. Hopefully that hits one of them. Yeah, hit him. Oh, I lost the bat. This up B is one of the worst killing moves in the game. Even for, like, Samus. It has quite literally zero, like, knockback. I think it's like one of the few moves that you can actually get all the way to max percentage with, without being able to KO. These guys are different because they naturally have more higher knockback than normal. But in normal gameplay, that up B barely does anything. It's nice for escaping because it's a frame 1 invincibility for Samus. I don't think Dark Samus has it. Ooh, I needed that. There we go. There we go. Get that man out of here. Ooh, nice combo. Yeah, let's go. Got them all. Got them all. Ooh. Got to do a taunt for extra points. There we go. But yeah, there's so much shit different about Perfect Dark compared to GoldenEye. I still remember the day that Project M got shut down. They got the cease and desist. We were actually doing a setup for a Project M tournament. When we got the news, I was like, oh, hey, by the way, 3.6 is probably going to be the last, official update from the Project M team. It sucked, too, because, like, we got all our shit, like, organized and everything. We were at the little meetup, too. It's like, well, I guess this is, like, a goodbye to this game. Because you weren't allowed to do tournaments with it, you weren't allowed to continue progress of the mod. Like, anything. It was such a shame. Project M was one of the coolest Smash mods. What was it? They were working on... They ended up being a quote-unquote leaked version that had the characters they were adding, which I think was Isaac from Golden Sun, Knuckles, and I think there was one more character, right? I'm pretty sure. But it was so cool. They added characters from Melee. They added extra characters in, like those three, because they were the first three, I think, to get added in. Get them with the down smash, or down air. And there were so many different changes to the characters too. Like, I made Samus on there. Samus was the best on Smash, Project M. Project M was genuinely like the best version of Samus we've ever gotten. Because on her side taunt, she actually swapped her mode. She would go from her normal fire mode to an ice mode. And her entire moveset would change. You go from a pretty decent, like, comboer to just an absolute nuke. But all of her moves were, like, single hitting. Maybe I'll play through some Project M at some point. I know it got branches. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. I know it got branches. So there's like, there's Project Minus, which is like a shitpost mod. And then there's like Project Legacy and stuff like that, which is a base off of Project M. You're in the training mode. Let me see if the invincibility's on. But yeah, normally, these characters right here, from Luigi to Captain Falcon, Jigglypuff to Ness, they were the base characters. This is how many the game adds in, on top of even more characters on the side here. They literally ran out of room. On top of that, there's Easter eggs as well, like Dragon King becomes Pepsi Man if you choose him. Dragon King's diabolical. My favorite is the Mad Piano. As a joke, I used to main the Mad Piano when I would play Smash Remix when it was still getting updates and shit. And this character's so fucking busted. It's unreal. Let me check. Let me go here. Turn these on. Okay, so it's her frame 1 that gets invincibility, but not the actual screw attack. I still can't believe how well I did with that dog shit controller. When me and Adzi played Smash on stream, we both used the worst controller and had it at max value, so it was even worse. I'm genuinely amazed how well we did. Yeah. Usually if I'm playing, like, shooters and stuff, my thumb gets pretty sweaty. But, like, that's the one thing I'm not a fan with this joystick, is just once your thumb gets sweaty, the joystick's, like, really miserable to, like, actually, like, use. But yeah, Smash Remix is really cool. It's terribly balanced though, sadly. Steel Bull sticks, I'm not quite sure. I just have the base. So this joystick is actually completely brand new. This is an OEM joystick. This is the original one. I was very lucky. This joystick had never gotten used outside of, like, just testing it to make sure it was, like, actually, like, good. So what I did is I opened it up, I replaced the normal bowl, which is just like a little plastic piece of shit, and then I put the steel bowl in here. So the sticks OEM, the wells OEM, everything like that, even down to the what's it called? Like the gears and stuff, they're all the OEM. But the steel bowl itself is the only replacement. But yeah, it's so nice, because now I never have to worry about it dying out or anything. Let me go over to my boy Mad Piano. Some really cool Smash Remix as well, as you can choose the Japanese variants, the poly variants, and different all-around ones as well. I really like how many different things they have in this mod. Genuinely impressive. With a steel bowl, it'll last forever. You never have to worry about fixing it up. You probably, like, occasionally, like, re-lubricate it, but other than that, like, these things live forever. The one thing with Mad Piano is you cannot dash dance at all. There we go. But yeah, steel bowls are meant for your controller just to completely live forever. You'll never need any sort of repair, technically, as long as you're not, like, slamming this thing against, like, the wall and shit like that and, like, breaking the joystick itself. So they're really nice. It's just like a one and done, like, permanent upgrade. Because with the OEM ones, you essentially play a, like, one Mario Party game, and then your shit's just messed up, like, immediately. So with Steel Bolt, I could literally just do this like all day and it wouldn't do anything. Oops. That was me being dumb. Yeah. I love the fact for 2.0 they managed to get the voice actor for the original Smash 64 back in to like help out with doing the voice work and stuff. See how Fox likes this. There we go, smoked. But yeah, most controllers do eventually die out too. It's not just an exclusive thing to N64 controllers. It's just more, it's more known that the N64 controllers have that issue just because of how quickly it can happen if you're not treating it right, and how the fact it's like not lubricated inside. If like this thing had came lubricated, it's one of the only controllers that has a joystick that's not lubricated, so it's just constantly grinding. If these had came originally with lubrication and stuff, they would last a lot longer. But there is a lot of controllers that just have stick issues in general. Like the PlayStation 3 through 5 especially has joystick issues. The Xbox has a lot of joystick issues with their stuff. There we go. Usually whenever I play Smash, I always like to use the N64 controller. Even playing like Smash Ultimate now and shit like that, I play with the Smash 64 one. I had a roommate that was very competitive, and he was very insistent that he wanted to win one match off of me in Smash Ultimate. And we played consistently for 2 months straight, nearly daily. About like an hour to 3 hours a day. He never won once. I love my N64 controller. I perform the best with that thing. And like he wasn't bad either. He was pretty good. But like I had like 5+ years of competitive playing. And like the thing with Smash Ultimate was I didn't want to go into Smash Ultimate doing competitive. So all of my knowledge from playing came directly from Smash 4 and stuff. And just gradual things I learned while playing the game. So I didn't have any sort of meta ideas. I didn't know any like the meta combos. The only thing I'd occasionally see is people like online if people are playing, and I'd like watch like a stream or like somebody showcasing a character or something like that, especially for like when the DLC characters were announced. But for the most part, like I just went completely in blind. What the hell's this? Oh god. It's a whole ass maze. I ain't doing this one. But yeah, my competitive game was always like Smash Bros. I just hate being competitive. I don't like it. It drains you. It like burns out like relationships with stuff, especially if like it gets to your head too much. Because I used to play a shit ton, and that shit definitely got to me. Yeah, agreed. Why am I avoiding grabbing them? He's actually got a decent grab. Out of here. There we go. But yeah, because like back when I was a teenager, like I was very competitive. And I was like, I couldn't just do anything for fun. I was like, oh look, I beat you. And I'm like, I'm fine with like doing like occasional banter stuff, but like I do like to have like a limit where I'm like, okay, like fun banter over, go back to being kind of like doing friendly stuff, or not quote unquote friendly stuff, but like doing what's it called? Like less like bantery stuff, just like having a good time. Like I like the smoking joke because it's like it's so funny, it's so dumb. It's like, aha, look, I smoke you. But I know sometimes stuff like that can go a little too far, especially like especially with the Smash scene. But I loved my time playing competitive. I'd never go back into it, but it is definitely an experience that I'm glad I got to have. The Melee scene, like the 2016 to 2000, like no, not even 2016. I'd say like the 2015 to 2017 time was like unbelievably like amazing. I think that was one of the best eras for competitive Melee. You had like the 6 gods, you had like constant like tournaments going on, constantly new tech coming out. And it'd be like one day it's like, oh yeah, Yoshi is a shit character, he's pretty low tier, and then next day he's like really high on the tier list because one person played him and found out he's actually really good. But yeah, that's why I always try to stay very, very limited with the competitive stuff I do. So it's like, I purposely will like bag, not teabag, but bag like, play with like silly controllers and stuff like that. Oh my god, you can't roll with these. You can't roll under them. There we go. You. No, okay. He ended up outranging me. So like I like to play more sillier and just a little chaotic. Oh, I didn't get all three of them. Oh, it did. I love the fact it makes piano noises for pain sounds. It sounds like somebody's just hitting their keys. There we go. Funny enough, Melee itself was never a game that I was the best at. I'd say probably Melee's the one I'm the worst at, funny enough. I was really good with Project M. Project M was like diverse and like a little bit faster than Melee. It's hard to say that because Melee's already like the fastest Smash game. But it was easier for people to get into Project M, I think. So I usually just watched a lot more. Like I played Comp Project M and stuff, but I could never do like base Melee. Plus the characters I played normally in other Smash games weren't like my favorite in Melee. So like my overall main has always been Pikachu. Just because I really like Pikachu as a character. And then Samus. Smash 4, I played a lot of Wario. And then I started getting into Donkey Kong, especially for Smash Ultimate. I really like Roy and DK in Smash Ultimate on top of Ike. But I played so many characters. But I would always try to keep like at least 3 as like my mains or like my backups. And then just have a shit ton of pockets. Samus was absolutely diabolical in Melee, though, for her projectile speeds. Holy shit. You just had a full wall of missiles if you knew what you're doing. The matchups I hated playing against the most, though, funny enough, were the matchups that people usually had the easiest time with. Like, I was really good at keeping up against, like, top tiers and stuff like that, like Sonic, Zero Suit Samus, Sheik, shit like that. But I always struggled with the slower characters for some reason. I struggled with Ganondorf and, like, Bowser and shit like that. If you had an aggressive Bowser, like, I couldn't do shit. But I was also very aggressive player. I was constantly like right up in your face. I was rarely defensive. Now when I play a little bit more defensive with stuff. But like back then I was very like headstrong. I was constantly trying to um be like right up on the person the whole time, even if I was playing a character that did not benefit from that. Let me do some of this. I think I have a save for this. Um, but yeah, funny enough, I couldn't uh really wrap my head against or around facing slower characters just because they're way more defensive, they're way more um like slower pace. They have to like plan out their moves and stuff. And they'd always easily bait me at the time. That was like the big thing I struggled with. It's something I've like overcome like the older I gotten, but I was a very impatient player. Check something real quick. Here we go. So for this, I'm gonna show off. This isn't finished or anything like that. Also, let me fix the audio. This isn't finished or anything like that at all. This is a little bit of a prototype of a all enemy. Hey, TH, good to see you. There's a bit of a prototype of a all K7 Avengers or enemy K7 Avengers mod. There's still stuff I gotta fix. I'll show off how it is. Oh, excuse me. The way weapons damage and knockback and stuff works in this game is really interesting. Especially like more specifically with the Magnum. Weapons that aren't normally having the K7 or like a weapon that's not in the level react kind of differently to when they are meant for the level. Like the Magnum especially. The Magnum goes from being like pretty powerful feeling in like G5 building and stuff like that to being like a wet fart in infiltration. But I've actually gotten to learn a lot of interesting things about how this game is essentially through the editor working on this. One thing I learned is that like the Carringtonville, the laptop gun's actually an action block. It'll read, it's like, okay, what difficulty is it on? Difficulty perfect agent. Here's the laptop gun. Like you're guaranteed to have it. So if you're just to go in and do like a simple like, oh, change the intro weapons, you won't see a gun on it. You won't see a gun besides like maybe unarmed or something. It's like what the hell's going on? And that was something interesting because like GoldenEye doesn't have that. I don't think there's any mission that is like you get a different gun based on the difficulty. So that was something new for me to learn. Chicago, interestingly enough, every single difficulty is an action block to the weapons in. Despite the fact you get the exact same pistol and the exact same loadout essentially for each difficulty, they're all individually loaded in through a different action block. So when you go to check the intro block, you actually have no weapon. So there's a lot of shit that needs like fixed and changed around and stuff like that. And I've also made things a little bit harder as well. Oh yeah, check out my time as a child. Damn, speedrun. So I've done a little bit to make it a little bit more challenging. You don't get the Falcon 2 pretty much at all. What you get instead is the MagSec. Just to make it a little bit worse. I thought he threw that grenade way farther. Holy shit. That fucker like dropped it. He looked like he threw it. I guess he dropped it at his feet. Holy hell.
This is your entry point. A deserted helipad on the edge. Why me?
Also, using the K7 Avenger is really interesting for levels that normally won't have it. You can actually aggro a lot more guards early on because of just how loud it is. Ooh, did I get 2? Yeah, 2. Yeah, I love Perfect Dark. It's my favorite. There's so much cool shit about this game. That's fair. Yeah, Perfect Dark's just one of those games I can play, like, forever. I never get tired of it. I wish it was easier to mod, because I wish there was so much more, like, modding stuff with it. There we go. I'm glad there's so much stuff going on with the PC port, though, because that shit's genuinely really cool. I'd love for one day that, like, it's just the engine's just completely spaghetti coded, and then the editor is meant for GoldenEye with a hint of Perfect Dark. It has a lot of issues compared to just using it for GoldenEye. It's kind of like how it has other games included in it too, but it's way more limited. Oh, that's a grenade. I know, right? Just popped in and was like, yeah, I never even beat the game. This seems like a fun little thing to do. I hear you. Where are you coming from? Back up here I go. Hope you enjoyed the matches yesterday, TH. It was nice having the AQZ going. It's also really nice that you do the AQZ and just like fun matches like almost like every week. Really keeps the community alive and everything. Ooh, where's that come from? You. Yeah, unfortunately Brandon's got like a really old computer. It's like a Windows 8, I think. And he essentially can't really play anything. It doesn't help that Brandon was also watching the stream on Wi-Fi, and then Brandon usually is also watching something else at the same time. Also, something cool is a lot of the spawn-in guards will actually have different weapons. So for GoldenEye, when you do, like, let's say, all enemy rockets, it is programmed to give every enemy that's not, or that is spawned in, or I should say, like, placed in, the rocket launcher. However, enemies that like spawn in and clones won't have it, so they'll just have their normal weapons, unfortunately. But with Perfect Dark, you actually have the option to add that in, so the spawn-in guards can actually have a weapon like programmed in, which is really cool. Let's see, and did in fact join matches last night. Hell yeah. Yeah, Brandon's PC is definitely brutal. Oh yeah. You could probably very much tell that I don't use the N64 controller much for shooters. Yeah, Brandon too. He gets really bad like CPU lag. Oh, shit. It's the CPU lag's like the real killer. Let me showcase some other levels too. Funny enough, it's kind of like Merc's Oops All Aztec mod. The mod actually gets easier the farther you play in, because of the fact that the later levels are programmed to have the AR oh god, what's it called in GoldenEye? What's it, the AR like 16? I'm thinking like the AR 34. Okay, it is. Okay, they changed it in here. I don't know what I'm thinking. I was thinking it was I thought it was called the AR 34 in here. But okay, cool. Thank you. But the farther you get into the Oops All Aztec mod, the later levels are meant to have those weapons. So funny enough, the Aztec level itself is the easiest one in the game. Because at that point, like early on, they throw a bunch of enemies at you and they're kind of like no real place to kind of hide. Like think of the first intro areas in Dam. They're just kind of like placed in a bunch of open areas. So it's actually like kind of the hardest during that section. Whereas like later on, it's programmed around having enemies that have the AR. So they're kind of placed more tactile. Oh, let's see, what would it be a good one too? So like technically Carrington Institute here would just essentially be Carrington Institute, except slightly harder because you start with the MagSec. And funny enough, Data9 Research is meant for you to have it. Ooh, I got my favorite bot. My bot. No best users for me today, I guess. I know he's waiting. There we go. Yeah. I still want to do a retexture for the MagSec 4 and everything. So I did a starting thing for the K7. But the MagSec 4's just got a lot of like awkward UVs and a shit ton of textures to it. Yeah, I gotta get around to finishing it. Ooh, where'd you come from? Hey, I'll take a punch over being shot. Oh yeah, I still gotta do more of it. Some of it's hard-coded in, so you can't actually do it through the editor and stuff. But like I have a lot of the menus done, the UI for the ammo and stuff. I still got to do it for the camp spy. I think I'm actually gonna leave it for the camp spy. Oh no, the Brandon specialty. Hey, I'm glad that he has fun regardless.
Come here.
He's just happy to play. Are you standing out there? There we go. Unfortunately, with these PD mods, they're not as easy just to make compared to GoldenEye, sadly. Because, like, the GoldenEye ones, I could realistically, at this point, make a whole campaign, challenge mod in about, like, 2 hours. If I'm not doing the texture work or anything like that, or, like, doing any shading stuff, I can get the whole thing, like, done in like, 2 hours, essentially, at this point. But with Perfect Dark, there's a shit ton of more stuff that you kind of have to do with, like, especially getting, like, like, one, there's a shit ton of issues, like, with the maps themselves. If you don't properly import the maps back in, half the game's levels are just completely broken. The weapon stats stuff is an absolute nightmare to go through. And there's just, like, 20 more menus than it needs, or like it's so over convoluted. It gives me a headache. Kind of hoping that aggro. Yep, it did. Let me see these comments real quick. Hey, Raph, good to see you. I'm doing pretty all right today. Get the AI dog in gift form. There's one thing I wish G had proxy detector. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's like I really wish like the Perfect Dark modding was a lot simpler. Because like that's the reason why I like doing the GoldenEye stuff, is because it's just so much easier. Like I say easier, like the first time I opened up that thing, I had a brain aneurysm because like holy shit, there's so much stuff. But like it's at least like simplistic, like changing like all your weapon stats are just on one screen. It's not like it's 4 separate screens, and it doesn't take like 30 seconds to load each menu. That's the thing that kills me, is how long the menus take to load.
A lot of power.
What are you doing in my lab?
Shut down the experiments.
I'll shut it down.
Hey, I got it.
How did that happen?
Currently there's no way around it, but hopefully, yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, this is on N64. This is going directly through my, oh, I can't see it on screen, but my N64, and it's linked to my capture card. Oh, damn. No, I actually use, oh, what's it called? What is this capture card called? Avermedia. Yeah, it's a plug and play. Yeah, this is directly Oh fuck, I'm completely out of it today. But yeah, it's composite. That's what it is. Usually whenever I play PD, I usually just do the PC port. So going back down to like this resolution and this frame rate is like a challenge in itself. I don't even... Ooh, boomst. You. Let's see. Ooh. Huh. The capture ends up coming out pretty good, I think. For yours. Because I know obviously like AQZ isn't going to be used for that, but I think I've seen you play a few games on like your N64 too, and like it's solid. GES tech enemies and PD characters to enemies. Yeah, that'd be diabolical. Yeah, just getting like anything to like load and stuff on the editor is just such a pain. The amount of times I've had like the Perfect Dark side of the editor just crash on me too is way more than I like. Ooh. I'll be taking that. Hey, where are you going? Oh yeah, that'd be absolutely chaotic. But yeah, I wanted to at least do like a few things with Perfect Dark's mods and such. Especially now that I have like an entire year of GoldenEye mods under my belt. Still got to get the enemies down in the cleaning bot room. Originally, I was thinking of streaming this on like 1964 for the Perfect Dark one specifically. Oops, that's the alarm this time.
What are you doing in my lab?
There we go. But I was like, you know what? I'm already gonna be doing the N64 capture card because this is also a test for it too. So I was like, let me just throw it on my summer cart. Oh yeah, with what, the Adzy's AQZ? Man, that controller was like disgusting. So I have a similar one. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's nearly the identical one that Adzy has. So like this thing's absolutely putrid. Half the buttons don't work on it. The sensitivity is unbelievably like disgusting. I had that sensitivity set to 10% and that's how fast I was still looking around. I don't even want to look around that fast. It's just 0 to 100 because the joystick's just that bad. But that was a fun time, just like doing drive-bys. So I already had this plugged in. Me and Adzy did a little Smash remix at the end of his GoldenEye with the cheapest controller. Because originally we wanted to showcase the Doom mod. But we were having issues with it connecting the Gopher. Adzy's Gopher just kept crashing. It wasn't anything to do with the ROM or like the game itself. It was just the emulator that he had. He had to re-download it. But I already had this plugged in, and I was gonna swap over to this one, but I was like, oh, that'd take me just like a little bit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do one match, hop out, and then reset my controller in the downtime. So I played with this thing. It was diabolical. I could only do drive-bys with it.
Help! Help! She's got a gun!
And then I connected this one, and then I kind of played worse, to be honest. I think because I was like, oh, I can actually aim with this. I didn't do as well. I was a little bit less chaotic. How loud this gun is, I always got to make sure they're not just hiding. Yeah, I used to use, I mentioned it before, but I used to use that dog shit controller for my N64 and stuff, and that's what I used to play when like me and Aries used to speedrun like GoldenEye attempts and like play AQZ and stuff. That's the controller I was using until I got like the actual nice one.
Come here.
There we go.
I haven't seen you before.
Let's see. I have one of those special Xbox controllers, and the stick is so shit. Yeah, I bet. I get a decent one and use the controller again. I may join these GoldenEye. Hell yeah. It's always nice to have more people. Yeah, I know, right? The quote-unquote elite. It's kind of like the PlayStation 5's like Ultimate Pro controller or whatever the hell it's called. That was like $200, and it's like terrible.
There, the experiment is down. Who the hell are you?
Switch this thing off.
Allow me to assist you.
I also always like to show this off. Little initials in there. Fun little Easter egg. But yeah, that controller is so putrid. After this attempt, I still gotta activate the thing as well. I don't think I'm actually gonna make it through this level. Show off how terrible that thing is on real hardware. There we go. At least the one upside is they die really quickly with this. So do you.
Program the cleaning bot. It'll give you a way in.
Received.
Not expecting him to push. Oh, okay, he was just sitting there picking his nose. Cool. But yeah, whenever I play shooters, going back to earlier comment, my thumbs get like a little sweaty when playing shooters, is because like how precise you have to be. Because like with Smash, you're like flicking constantly. Where like this, like your thumb's constantly on it, so it's going to like collect little bits of like sweat and stuff. Plus like the humidity of your thumb being on top of something is going to make it like sweat a little. Did I get the experimental weapon? I don't think I did I? It's so easy to zone out when playing this game. Yep, I did. I got all this in here. I'll also showcase a level on why this needs a lot more work. At one point, I'm going to do a full playthrough. Or at least as full of as I can. Cool, I got everything. I think I'm just waiting on it now. I wonder if there's any movable objects in PD that you can ride. Other than lifts. Regarding like elevator objects, it should just be I think honestly you should just be able to replace any object with it, as long as the top of it can be stood on. When it comes to actual like editing any maps in Perfect Dark, I've not really done that, so I'm a little empty-handed when it comes to advice or like knowledge with editing the levels. But I want an object that you set up like a path.
Affirmative.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a way for it. Oh shit, this is gonna be a little harder. I don't have the I don't get the dragon for this.
My God.
Oh, they got Magsex. That's so much easier. I wanted to make sure that you got the Magsec as well. Even if it makes some sections easier, that way you at least have 2 forms of ammo. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something, even if it's like a beta thing. Because I know there's a distinct difference between like grabbable objects and rideable objects. I wouldn't be surprised if you're able to like take one of those action blocks or mechanics and use it for something else. Oop, oop, one more. I'll let him come to me. There we go.
Get her.
Ooh, that was close. Right, that's the last guard in this level. I wouldn't be surprised if something's left over, but I don't have the knowledge for that, sadly. Or at least not yet. Considering what some of the stuff that's left in this game, though, I wouldn't be surprised, though. Like, the fact that the... Ooh, he got me! The sentry got me through the thing! Damn! That's a good attempt. Oh yeah, Brandon misspells everyone's name. I think it was, yeah. Just about everyone gets their name spelt wrong by Brandon. It's a way of passage. All right, let me plug in this terrible controller so you can see how bad this thing is on real hardware. I'll be unplugging my good controller. I'll be plugging in my poop shit controller. Let me just do like let me just do agent for this. This stick has absolutely no like friction or like grip to it at all. So like it's so easy to just flick around. Where like these have like more, it bounces back to the center more, where like this is like there's just no what's the term for it? Like there's no, you don't have to like put any strength into moving the stick at all. Oh, there it goes. One. There we go. This one kind of works. You gotta push it in really hard, which is just putrid. But yeah, this is me moving it very, very slightly. And if you know the Mario 64 test, where like you do it like the slightest possible to see if he like tiptoes or not, this completely fails it. He immediately just starts just walking. Fuck it, it's speedrun time. This guard should hit me. Oh, right, he has K7 Avenger, that sniper rifle. What am I thinking? Oh, I take the dead zones at a heartbeat. This is diabolical. Plus the buttons are sharp too. They're mostly like sandpapered down, but they're still really putrid. I'll still find the random scraggler. Yeah, look, like just holding down that and aiming, like it turns my camera. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I'll be taking that. But yeah, this is miserable. If I didn't have like the auto aim, I wouldn't be hitting shit. You really gotta push down on that shit. This one's fine. I can hold down this one soft. And there's no issue whatsoever. This one, it's like, it's so bad too, because if I'm like aiming, sometimes it can just like look in different directions. Oh, I'd probably be fine. Like this, these buttons work fine. So doing this, but it sucks because I have to essentially hold down this, because if I do it like this, it's like I put a lot of more weight on my, like, the tip of my finger, and it just hurts more. So I can do that just fine. But I like using my index finger as a springboard for my Z button underneath. The way I have my fingers for my Z button lets me fire significantly faster, and I don't, like, tire out from using it.
There's someone here.
I got punched. Oop, please insert the controller. Save. Nope. Do not save. Yeah, this thing's absolutely putrid. There we go. Yeah, the best way to get the stupid ass Twitch ads was I just have it set that they play a lot late, or like a lot less frequently, but they have to play a lot more. And even then, Twitch doesn't listen half the time. I swear to God, I had it one day where it's like it only played. It was to play like what, 3 minutes an hour, I think, or something. And it was like, nope, it's going to play an ad like every 2 minutes. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Get that whole half a penny of ad revenue. I'm gonna swap over from this. Let's see, what else could I do? I'll do some of the issue 9 mod. This is one of my favorite mods to make. It's not like amazingly in depth or anything like that, but it's really fun. It's based off a British magazine that was just full of bullshit. Or maybe they knew something we did not. Who knows? I think this is also before I used the footsteps patch too. Obviously I don't have anything unlocked, but the whole backstory on this mod is some bullshit British magazine was like, oh yeah, the club is great. It's high powered and it sounds powerful, it feels powerful, it's mid-range, it outclasses the KF7, it has 9 bullets. But there was actually some really cool stuff in there, because at first I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do, like, this stupid little joke mod. And then it was like, I was reading through it, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's, like, weapons that are, like, what's it called? The silencer was a mechanic. You could equip a silencer. You could find the silencer in the map and equip it. And I was like, oh shit, like this actually could be like something interesting. So I completely went in and I added that mechanic back in. So you can actually pick up silencers and make your PP7 into a silenced PP7, which is really cool. KF7, it was like, oh yeah, the KF7's pretty useless. It's not really good. They essentially claimed that the KF7 was the Klob in this game. And I think it was like, it's like it has really terrible accuracy, but like powerful or something like that. I'll show off the silencer thing in a second. But the way I wanted to have this mod too is not everyone's going to be playing through this. People are most likely going to play through this one time and then never again. So I wanted to have some secrets in it, but I didn't want to have things that were like, oh, you need to play this mod like 50 times to be able to find this thing. Where are you shooting from? Oh, right here. So I first teach you that there's a mechanic for having the silenced PP7 by having it like literally right here. Then there's also a hidden weapon in here. This is only available in some scenarios as well. It won't always be here. But here is the... Alright. Here is the cut weapon, the cylinder launcher, which didn't have a model, so I just kind of edited down the grenade launcher. Reminds me of attaching... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. Allegedly, the mine thrower was essentially like the grenade launcher, but worse. So I was like, okay, that's fairly easy to implement, and it uses time mines instead of like actual grenades, since it's a mine thrower. But yeah, I also made it that the PP7, I also added some creative liberties to kind of make it a little bit more fresh. Because one, mind you, the magazine didn't have any like grounded stats. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, the PP7 does 1.6 damage or anything like that. It was just like, the PP7 is a little powerful up close. You're shitting me. So I had to take some extra creative liberties and stuff like that. And then I thought it would also be kind of fun to add some extra stuff for the weapons that weren't mentioned. So like the sniper rifle wasn't mentioned, so what I did is I gave it increased recoil and gave it 12 rounds. Because that's like extremely fitting for what they would do, or what they would claim if they did have the sniper. Actually use it this time. Like when it fires, it has recoil. I actually really I prefer how the recoil looks in this than base game. So some of the creative liberties I did was the PP7, the base PP7 is fairly inaccurate. Getting the silencer not only makes it quieter, but it gives it near perfect accuracy. It kind of gives it its normal accuracy almost. That way it incentivizes you to kind of go through and play through it and like find more of the silencers in each level. Yeah, the sniper rifle has zero recoil at all. Where this, it kind of has like a little bit more, so it feels a little more grounded. Thank you. Making sure that there's nobody there. But yeah, the KF7 fires even slower now. Right, now I'm going to make sure that this actually hopefully hits. There we go. And for the DD44, they claimed that it was an automatic, so I did turn this actually into an automatic pistol. Like, you can still fire like the normal semi. I thought it would be cool just to add that mechanic to it. And here's the club, because this, at this point in the review for the mod, or for the review for the GoldenEye magazine, the club at this point would have been darker because it would have been the spider. So I changed these two guns around because I know these were the ones that prominently got changed in development. They even gave it the beta sound too that's cut. Oh yeah, the club's putrid. But yeah, that KF7 is diabolical. I think so bad. No, I believe it's exactly the same. All the stats are the same. The only difference is the accuracy gets better when you crouch. And then the AR-34s or AR-53s in Perfect Dark's name is missing a texture. So it uses the default 0-1 texture, which is the lights. I missed the thing. Oh well. I fucked up. I gotta check something real quick. Give me just 1 second. Because there's a chance I may have to cut this a little early so I can head out and do something. It's around that time for me. That's so funny, I didn't do all the alarms. But I'm glad that I got to, like, at least play through, like, a few games and stuff like that. As well, I have... This is based off of the magazine itself. And then, like, I made this slightly whiter. And then I gave color to these photos. Which these photos are actually massive textures. They're the biggest textures in the game, just about. So with these are actually 2x2 textures. So this goes about down to here. Up like this, up like this. So you essentially have to split the image 4 ways. And they're all 65 by 65. This image is fairly large. There is images in here that are like 165 by 165 or some shit like that. And it's funny because the entire rest of the game, it's like textures are extremely small. They range between like 1x1 textures for like the D5K and the PP7 to 32 by 32 colored, and then you'll see more for like the levels themselves, like 64 by or 65 by 65, but they're grayscaled. Yeah, so this is actually 4 textures right here. So here's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. And I think even this is a texture, like 2 different textures, if I recall. Behind this as well, this isn't even like a part of this model. If you remove this little square here, it's just the void behind it. So give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm back now. So I'll go for a little bit more, and then I'll probably start wrapping it up too. One day I'll do a playthrough of the issue 9 as well. And then some other ones too, because I do have a few more of my mods loaded onto this. Like I got the gold knives, the grenade launchers. Oh yeah, right. Speaking of, let me showcase one more Perfect Dark one I have. Let me go into here real quick. Here we go. This is also kind of just a more simple campaign challenge mod as well. It's not really anything too special, but it is at least something that's showable. Oh, I should have shown off what the K7 Avengers and the Skedar's hands are like. It's diabolical. Is this the wrong one? Wait a minute. Let me see. I know, right? That's why I'm trying to at least do small mods. Okay, this is the wrong mod. Oops, I loaded the wrong one in. My bad. I won't be able to show that one. But that one's kind of like a shotgun and revolvers. Let me load up the K7 Avenger one again then. I had picked the wrong file. I'd picked the one that was just exclusively the textures worked on and not the the actual mechanics. But yeah, I'm like, at least if there's something, it'll give the campaign a little more. Plus, my hope as well is, like, if people get to see how easy it is for somebody to just come in, learn the editor in, like, under a year and make, like, fun little things, it'll inspire more people. So that's my ultimate hope. So let me do attack ship. The levels with the Skedar actually need to be changed around a lot with this because like they are like unbelievably brutal.
We're outside, Joanna. Get the shields down and we can help
I kind of didn't expect them to see me immediately. That's fine. I honestly probably will give the knife back in this because it's just so brutal.
We're outside, Joanna. Get the shields down and we can help you.
I've got to get those shields down to let Elvis in. I need all the help I can get.
But yeah, the stuff with the Skedar specifically is what takes so long for these specific mods that come out, just because the Skedar are completely bullshit if they don't have their set weapons.
Outside, Joanna. Get the shields down and we can help you.
I've got to get those shields down to let Elvis in. I need all the help I can get.
Let me make this easier. I'm just gonna put like a second weapon in here just so I can show off anything for this. But yeah, you can see here too. It's like this is how bad. Like this is just replacing one weapon and making the rocket launcher a K7 and doing like some fixes. It completely breaks the menus. Like that's just how much of a bitch and a half Perfect Arc is the mod. It's putrid. Like if I'm to do this, yeah, like any sort of extra weapons and stuff is just completely disabled. But like the Skedar are absolute just tanks in this. They respond differently to these firearms compared to the ones that are in this level.
We're outside, Joanna. Get the shields down and we can help you.
I've got to
Yeah,
get those shields
exactly.
down to let Elvis in. I need all the help I can get.
There we go. Once you get all this ammo, you're like, oh, that's pretty nice.
China Bay doors are in the way.
You get a lot just from that. And then you try to kill the Skedar with it. There we go. You're gonna be eating through like a clip and a half, the 2 clips just to take down one, which I want to definitely have rebalanced because that's just unbelievably brutal. Like that's not a fun challenge. That's just like fucked. Plus, since you don't really recoup enough ammo to like make it worth it anyway, you're gonna run through it like very quickly.
To open the hangar doors so we can dock.
But yeah, the Skedar portions definitely need a lot of fixing. I would not feel comfortable releasing a mod like this in this state. Fairly, like every other level is fine. Like they're hard, but that's like the point of them. But they're not like unbelievably brutal. So I gotta go in fix the attack ship and Skedar ruins and stuff like that. Like with this, I did give you the, I replaced the Callisto with the K7 just because, like, it's more fitting that way. Since you're already going through the entire game with just these two weapons.
This seems to be one of the special pillars.
But you can see how much differently they handle being shot at with this compared to in attack ship. So is my audio set for mono? What's going on here? Stereo. See how headphones sound. But yeah, considering the fact that the last level's like completely brutal, and then for this is just like a cakewalk almost. It's just like that's not balanced. That's not like properly done. I'm not going to try to like complete any of the objectives or anything. I just want to show how much easier this is. Oh yeah, absolutely. It doesn't help that the level that's not meant to have it, the Skedar are like just absolutely nuclear tanks. Because like they're surviving like an entire like clip to 2 clips of the K7. It's just like that's not fair at all. It's understandably so, because it's like they weren't programmed to be fighting with the K7. Oh, absolutely. You know what? I think I'd actually take the Klob, because the that means they're also stuck with the Klob. And they half my frame rate. I forgot they didn't have Slayers for a second. I was just gonna push them like normal.
Power's more constant in this area. The inner sanctum can't be far away.
But as you can see as well, I need to go in and do an action block that makes it detect, or I gotta go edit the action block that makes it detect which weapon that you can put in there. Because since none of these weapons are programmed to be in this level, they're not going to be able to be placed down. So stuff like that I gotta go through and fix. However, just having it like at a playable state is really nice. Because when I first started working on the Perfect Dark mods, the way you would export them, it would just completely, like the way I export stuff in GoldenEye, you just can't do in Perfect Dark, or like import and stuff like that. So instead of being able to do the normal way, also look how many of the boys showed up. Got the whole squad there. Instead of being able to like do it normally, how I was normally doing it this whole time, I have to do it a different way. Because the problem would be is I would go to play any of the Area 51 maps, and they just be completely broken. Editing one version of this map would break all four levels, and it would just do that for any level essentially that you would touch. They'd always have some sort of unique issue to them. Like, it is genuinely impressive how this game even functions, because how like wildly spaghetti coded it is. Yeah. I think I've shown off pretty much everything. Everything I've not shown off thus far, except the shotgun and revolvers. Oh, I bet. Like, that Area 51 map, that was giving me, like, the most obnoxious headache. Because it's just like, what's going on with this thing? It's like, what am I doing wrong? It's like, oh, no, that's just how it is for everyone. It's like, oh, okay, cool, wonderful. But yeah, I still have more of the GoldenEye stuff I'm working on, more of the Perfect Dark stuff. I just took a break, kind of like a 2 to 3 month break. I'm really working on anything during the holiday season. But I've been working on the Doom mod some more, and slowly doing some texture stuff for the Perfect Dark mods and everything. Yeah, it's bad. It's wild how nutty it is to mod this game. It's like with GoldenEye, you relatively don't really need too much knowledge to mod it. Like, you can kind of come in and not even have any sort of technical prowess and mod it. Whereas like Perfect Dark, you need to understand a lot more shit. There's a reason why like the only people that really make them is like Rec, because like Rec already is able to like program a whole bunch of shit anyway and does like a bunch of tech stuff. So you get kind of need that level. Yeah. And it's like not only that, it's just like it's tedious to wait for the save and like the loading stuff. And the editor's very, very laggy with it. And then just gotta have like a lot of patience. The stuff Rec and Axe do is so unbelievably impressive, it's unreal. Like, both of them are like in a league of their own. Like the stuff Rex worked on with like getting the elevators to work and like all kinds of different like what's it called, the cheat codes and stuff, like having entirely different game styles and gameplay with the cheats on Rex side. And then Axe is really good for the competitive stuff. Like, he has those spawns down. Like, I've played some of the mods that's Axe has worked on, and they are like the most optimized, well-playing mods I've ever played, even on N64, on the console itself. His performance upgrades and his like coding wizardry is like unbelievably unmatched. And like for like 99% of the most part, like he knows exactly how to have spawn set up. He knows how to like get everything balanced as possible for it, which is so cool. But yeah, it's really cool. I would love to see one day both of them work on a mod together, but I don't know It wouldn't be ever something I'd be like, hey, you should do this, but like, it would be cool to see. Like, Axe's mod is like perfect for competitive, and Rex mod is perfect for like casual fun stuff. Yeah, and Axe is really fast at fixing the stuff too. Like, it's near immediate when he has like a patch out for it and shit. But I'd never have that type of patience or like skill when it comes to coding or anything like that. Like the patience you must have to be able to work when some of this stuff is like unreal. Let me check my messages real quick. Maybe I'll do a little bit more Smash Remix or something like that, just to top it off. I still got like a few minutes before I gotta go, so I want to do something a little bit more like Smash related. I still plan on doing more editor streams. It's funny because I always start working on the mods and stuff, and then like halfway through, I'm like, fuck, I forgot to like even do this as a stream, and then like I'll be like, well. So Smash Remix is so cool. You can have all kinds of different shit, 12 character battles, Smash Get Ball. The options are like, these are the base options for Smash 64. Like, these are the base items and everything like that. You can change them. Here is what's been added in: the cloaking device from Perfect Dark, the mushrooms, spiny shell, which is really cool, the lightning, the golden gun. That's really cool. Gee, you take care. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And then there's the settings. There's the Smash Remix settings. There's your data, which is really cool. This is cool too, because I don't think you can view this in the base game. Neither is this music. Smash 64 had a very, very limited OST. These are cool because you can see the ones that they added in. So like, that's been like, everything past the Ganondorf has been added in. And I think they've got it for like literally every character. Like, it's impressive. One tweak I would probably have is maybe have it that a little bit more kind of like this style. Let me go back. Kind of like that, and a little bit more of like these. That's very Smash 64 coded. But other than that, like, these are great. I love this. Oh, that's completely fair. I grew up with Smash. It was like one of the first few N64 games I had. So like, I've just always like grasped it for like a long time. Love the Lanky Kong. I love that. It's just a photo of DK64 in the background. That's so funny to me. But yeah, I grew up with Smash 64, so it always stuck with me. I actually struggle with like Street Fighter. I do fairly well in like what's it called? King of Fighters and stuff like that. But like, I've never been really good at fighters. So there's a music and sound test. Here's all your characters, which is really cool. Shit's so cool. It's genuinely impressive how much they've done for this. I think for the most part, they tried doing characters from this specific era too. Yeah, the only ones I was really good at was like the King of Fighters and stuff. Which was funny because when Terry Bogard got added to Smash, I actually did pretty well with him just because I already knew like the concept of his combos and stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know why of all the ones, that's the one I was able to grasp. But it's really fun. I like it. I like King of Fighters. Let me just do let me see how far I can get in All-Star mode, and then I'll call it here. You know what? Fuck it. We're doing Mad Piano again. He's just too funny. Well, like, they added so many modes from, like, Melee and onwards. Like, this is from Melee. So it's like, it's just so cool. Also, the stun, the hit stun in this game is unbelievably nutty. There is a fun competitive tournament for Smash 64 of who can just make the craziest combos. It's not even facing each other. You just play against like a bot on training. And the entire goal is just to see who can make the coolest combo. I'm surprised it gives you multiple lives. Oh, he just gave up. He just gave the fuck up. I'd give up too. Honestly, if fucking walking piano comes towards me, I'm jumping off the edge. I was actually surprised they give you multiple lives. I was expecting one, so I'll take this. I was like, oh yeah, one life. I'll do the stupid piano. That's Aries' favorite character right there. He is cracked with the Sonic. I have one problem with Smash 64. I love Smash 64 to death. But the thing that's the most obnoxious for me and a lot of other people is all your moves feel like they're buffered. It doesn't feel like you can just, like, be aiming somewhere and continue doing moves. You kind of, like, you'll do an attack, then you gotta reset your joystick to neutral. Do an attack, reset to neutral. Do an attack, do an attack, do an attack. So it gets really annoying doing that over and over. Also, this only has us facing against one person each. Usually Smash, or All-Stars had you facing multiple people. Depending on, like, the series or the year. Oh, yeah. It's something you definitely got to get used to with Smash 64. Like how for their first attempt at a fighter, let alone a platform fighter, because this is the birth of a platform fighter, they did a pretty damn good job. Oh, I'm just out of there. Holy shit. I forgot to heal. Okay, goodbye, Luigi. They did an unbelievably amazing job for what it's worth. But it is something they fix later on. Like, no other Smash really has that sort of, like, input, issue. This is my favorite combo, just sitting and up tilting. There's one thing that exists in Street Fighter for the sole purpose of annoying the player. Oh shit, he grabbed me from there. But it's funny, I played so much Smash 64 as a kid that like I never even processed that like there was like the issue with the inputs, and then I didn't even realize too that was like, it's like, oh shit, I didn't realize the grabbing onto ledges only works one way. You have to be facing the ledge to actually grab it in this game. I think it did that all the way up until Smash 4, if I recall. Oh, we can go in there. What the hell even is this thing? Oh, it's a little piece of wood. Negative edge is when releasing a button activates the move. Interesting. For me, I just barely know any terminology for Street Fighter. I did play a lot of Mortal Kombat. I'm not like the greatest at it. I was actually pretty good at 4. Always like Tanya. But I played a lot of that. I definitely don't show the skill. I don't have the skill considering how much I played it. But I did certainly play it. Mortal Kombat 4 is so good. Oh shit, that doesn't heal if you go in there immediately. Uh-oh. I just wasted, I think, like 2 of those things. Mortal Kombat 4 feels so good on Gopher, it is unreal. Playing on the Gopher emulator, NetPlay, actually performs better than the Mortal Kombat 4 that they released for money. There we go. There we go. Might as well just eat that now. Okay, so I gotta wait for that to go to 0. But yeah, it's impressive. Me and Adzi play on it a good amount. And it's like there's barely any input delay or anything. Throwing hands with Mario. I don't even know what the hell that just gave me. Flashing now. There we go. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 4 is a lot of fun. Most of my playtime was in Deception. I could never do the pixelated, like the original motion capped ones, or not motion capped, like the what am I trying to say? Oh God. The yeah, I don't know why I keep forgetting words like left and right. But I could never get into like the trilogy. I respect the trilogy for what it is and everything, but like, man, I'm really bad at it. I think so, yeah. Okay, now they're throwing 2 characters at you at a time. But yeah, major props. Like, that shit's so impressive. Especially for the time they got, like... They just took a bunch of photos of people and, like, they're able to turn it into, like, a... Like, into a fighting game. Like, holy shit. This piano's so dumb, I love it. Kind of hoping that attack would do damage. I went right through him. But yeah, the one I played the most was Mortal Kombat Deception. It's just really fun. It had so many different modes to it, and the campaign was fun as a kid. What are you doing, Conker? I guess he just lives there now. There we go. But, yeah, Smash was always just like my bread and butter. I remember playing Armageddon, and like the creative character is like nutty. That shit was like so impressive. I think it's still really impressive even to this day. But Jesus Christ, can that thing make some of the most broken characters in existence? This down smash is absolutely like broken too. Like you're off the edge, you're just not recovering. He just gave up. But it was so cool because like you could make it like all their moves are different. You could have like you could make your own like bios, the names. You could pull pieces off of other characters and stuff. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. At some point, I'd like to play through like some Mortal Kombat, like Armageddon or Deception. Like, go through the campaigns and like the fun little alternate game modes and stuff. Oh damn! Yeah, I figured that. Like, yeah, that Vertice shading stuff is just a nightmare. Like, did they just keep hitting themselves with the shit? Ooh, that's a good shot. Yeah. There we go. Oh no, it turned out it's like yeah. I had that shit happen before, not exactly with the Vertice shading stuff, but when I would like import stuff over, and it's like the second I found like the easier way, it's like, yeah, it's like you're shitting me.
What have I got?
Teach you to taunt. But definitely excited to see everything once it's finally done. I'm sure that would be a massive relief. I didn't process that bomb was there. Oh shit. Ooh, golden gun. I'll be taking that. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Maybe a month from now it's ready. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think it definitely should be. But yeah, I definitely know how long it takes to do like the shading and all of the texturing and shit like that. Ooh. Glad that didn't hit me. Okay, that one did. There we go, he's gone. I can't remember if you hear what I was talking about earlier, but it's like I can get the I can get a lot of like the campaign mod stuff done fairly easily. Because like the GoldenEye ones take a lot more effort to do, like the ones I was doing with Perfect Dark. But like with the GoldenEye ones, I could realistically get a whole mod done in like 2 hours. And then it's like the rest of the time, if I want to add textures or like unique stuff, like unique assets, then that is like what takes up most of my time. Yeah, for me, I've got like really no skill when it comes to action blocks or anything. Like, like poor Rec was trying to show me how to like work on some action block stuff, and I was like, he could probably see my brain like actively melting. It was like, man, that shit like kicks my ass. I've always been more like on the artsy side. So, like, it comes natural for me, but, like, any sort of, like, coding or stuff like that, and I'm just, like stuck in the dirt. But for me as well, it's like I'm glad that I do have things to learn too. Like if I was just able to like magically do everything, it would be kind of boring. So I'm glad that there's like I'm glad that everyone has like limits. Like it sucks that I can't do like the action block stuff. But hey, it's made me more connections reaching out to people that do know how to do action blocks. I appreciate the fact that I can be like, "Oh yeah, I make a lot of mods and I make a lot of fun little things, but I don't know like nearly like 50 to 60% of how to work this thing. But there's other people that do, and like I can recommend, like, oh, check out this person's stuff, and like this person has taught me about this and stuff like that. If you learn a bit of Python, Lua, later action blocks will be easier. Ooh, okay. Good to know. Because, like, for me, I'm just, like, dead in the sand when it comes to action block stuff. But I'm slowly learning. I've slowly learned over time. I gave myself a break. Usually, if I give myself a little breather and then come back to something, I am able to get it down a little bit better. And I have. I've been working on the Doom mod again. I've been using action blocks and stuff. So I am getting there. It's nice. It's nice being able to, like, see my progress as I go with it. And just, like, I always try to make sure, too, that it's just, like, it's not like, it's like, oh, yeah, I did this all by myself. It's like, no, like, N64, like, Hackbond taught me so much. I wouldn't know, like, 80% of the shit without Hackbond. I wouldn't have some of the assets and help that I've gotten if it wasn't for Rec, Merc, and Axe. I wouldn't have ideas for a lot of this stuff if it wasn't for people I've chatted with. I wouldn't have, like, the inspiration to do this if it wasn't for, like, somebody like Adzi being there by my side and being really excited to see this stuff and everything. So it's not just being like, it's like, oh yeah, I made this perfect mod all by myself. Like, no, I made the best mod that I can on my skill level because everyone around me has been able to help in some way. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the people in the community. I always like to, as well, try to include people that's helped me learn stuff or helped out with the mods or even, like, given the suggestions in the credits too. Because it's like everyone has helped chip in with stuff. It's wonderful. I love, that's the aspect I really love, is like the community part. That's why I like Smash Remix so much and why I like DK64 Randomizer. It's like the whole community has, like, bonded together to make these mods, and it's, like, so cool. One day I'll learn more. One day I'll learn how to do a fair amount of the action block stuff. But in the meantime, it's a fun learning experience. I've come a long way considering I've only done it for a year. So I'm excited to see how I improve in the next year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for me, it's like, I just have fun doing it. This next year, I really want to get into doing more map making and stuff. I dabbled in it last year. I have a few Doom maps, and I have half designed levels from Call of Duty maps. I want to finish them this year. I want to finish them. I want to release them. And, like, that's my big project for this year, is getting my 2 giant projects done and getting those maps made. But I think here I am going to call it. I do have some important stuff I got to do after this, unfortunately. I could sit here all day. I genuinely enjoy doing this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I hope it wasn't too, like, ping-ponging, like, bouncing off the wall with different games and stuff. I find doing stuff like this is really fun to be able to chat with and be like, it's like, oh yeah, let's check out this, let's just have, like, a little fun. But I appreciate it for that. I'm glad at least it wasn't, like, too chaotic. Yeah, exactly. Because, like, if I was just playing stuff that I knew the algorithm would get, it's like I'd be miserable. I'm happy with where I'm at with the streaming stuff. I like just being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play, like, a few random things, maybe I'll show off something. I like the chatting. I like chatting and getting the like, meet people and stuff. I like being able to just sit back, do fun stuff, and just have a good time. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you for staying around, Raph. It's great always talking to you. I keep saying this, but then I jinx it and then I don't. I'm gonna try stream tomorrow. As well. Maybe I'll even do it later tonight. I'm kind of very tired. It's been a hell of a week. I kid you not, I went to bed at like 6 a.m. and then I got up at 8 a.m. for work. And then I've just been up since. So like I'm very tired. That's probably why I'm like very forgetful in words today. But oh yeah, it's like I wake up, I'm like, "Oh man." But no, it's for good reasons. But uh oh, absolutely. I go in between sleeping, like taking 2 hours to sleep. Like I'll sleep for like 2 hours or something like that, and then like 1 to 2 days I'm just zonked out. I'm like gone for like 15 hours. So it's a nice little balancing act of which day I'm going to do that. But it's just because I'm constantly like working on stuff or like at work, get called in for work, you name it, hanging out with people, all kinds of shit. But now that it's like January, it should be dying down a bit more. So I'm like, okay, I get to kind of like um have more time for the streams. But yeah, I still got to go out after this and spend a few hours out of the house, and then when I come home, then I'm zonking out. Then I'm just dead to the world. I'll be like completely just dead asleep for like 10 hours probably tonight. But I'll call it here. Appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope the Vertice shading doesn't kick your ass too much longer, because that shit is so painful, especially when the editor or stuff like that crashes. Because I know that's done that to me a few times. But definitely looking forward to it. You do some great work. Oh, absolutely. I think that's the best way. Like you don't have to worry about the bullshit with it crashing. That's perfect. But yeah, you take care. See ya.